More jets fired, and the constellations shifted, drifting past in a direction perpendicular to their former motion, as the shuttle revolved in a wide circle, syncing with the rotation of the foundry. Reverse thrusters activated. The G-forces dragged Shaw forward in her seat. She felt a pinching pressure in the hip region where the waist clamps dug into her jumpsuit. Forget about inertial dampeners and super gimbaled seats. Her so-called allies hadn't designed this shuttle for comfort. Her craft shuddered as the aft section made contact with an airlock on the larger vessel. The external clamps locked into place. The fit was perfect. The stars continued to rotate outside the cockpit window, interrupted occasionally by the blue-white orb of the dead sun. The G's didn't let up. Indeed, now that the shuttle was linked to the foundry, the pull caused by the centrifugal force made the G's feel even stronger. When she relaxed her arms, they hung down in front of her. It felt like she was strapped into a seat high up on some amusement park ride, facing directly downward. She checked her aerial. The gravity vector read 1.2 G, pointing at the cockpit window. She suppressed a wave of nausea. Changing from 0 G to any sort of gravity often evoked discomfort, especially when the preceding weightlessness lasted for any significant length of time. It didn't help that the gravity vector was at odds with her visual perception, or that stars drifted past continually, seeming to fall upward. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and then deactivated the seat clamps. She fell immediately, crashing into the window. Unsure if the glass was rated for her weight, she meticulously pulled herself upright until she stood between the downward-facing seats. It felt like she was perched on one of those observation decks with the glass floors that some space stations like to set up to scare the living bejeebers out of visitors. Except that this glass might actually break. She hauled herself onto the backrest of the closest seat, and then pulled herself through the door that led to the extensive cargo hold beyond. Standing on the partition that separated the hold from the cockpit, she walked over to the rightmost bulkhead, which was originally the deck, but the odd gravity vector had changed that. She climbed the rungs set into the metal. When she reached the overhead, previously the aft bulkhead, she used the downward-hanging hand grips to pull herself along, like a kid on the monkey bars of some playground. She tried not to look down at the 25-meter drop to the cockpit partition, wishing the whole while that the shuttle had artificial gravity. A jetpack would have been nice right then, too, but her alien allies wanted to make things difficult for her. "Flammable material of any kind is not allowed in the foundry," Azen had said. "They will not let you board if you wear a jetpack." Azen. The alien who had rescued her from the Fants and taken her to his homeworld. The alien who was a Fant himself, an interdimensional being whose form varied between vapor and liquid depending on the environment. She wasn't sure how much she could trust him. So far he had been true to his word. So far. She moved her hanging body forward, hand over hand, and when she was beneath the airlock, the hatch irised open automatically. A circular hole 7 meters in diameter appeared above her. The corridor beyond was completely dark, lit only by the ambient illumination from her shuttle's cargo bay. She noticed there was no inner airlock. That made sense, given that the environments already matched. The atmospheric contents of both shuttle and foundry weren't much different from the void of space. This wasn't a place where organic life was intended to thrive. Shaw activated the headlamp on her helmet, half expecting something to leap down and attack her. She hauled herself through the airlock and into the gloomy, expansive corridor beyond. She paused there on her knees, feeling a little winded from the monkey bar crawl. Her breath sounded loud inside the confines of her pressurized suit. After a moment, she planted one foot firmly on the deck and stood up, her second boot connecting with a noticeable absence of sound. The rectangular corridor she found herself within was a veritable grand hall, given its approximately 26-meter height. Fibonacci spirals etched the metal at random